Hi everyone, welcome to NetGate Chemistry. So today we are going to start the topic polymer chemistry. This is a very short topic. It will be covered in 3 to 4 videos and you get 2 to 6 mark questions in your CSIR net exams. So we will start now with the polymer chemistry. So first of all we are going to define what is a polymer. Polymer is something which is formed when a monomeric structural unit is repeated over and over again then it leads to the formation of polymer. Okay, for example, first example is your polyethylene. What happens here? We know what is ethylene. Ethylene is like CH2 double bond CH2. This is a monomeric unit. When n number of these monomeric units join with each other like this, CH2 okay, n times, this is your polyethylene, this is your polymer. And second example could be your polystyrene. Styrene is this compound. This is your styrene. When n number of monomeric units of styrene combine, like this, it leads to the formation of polystyrene. So monomeric units combine to form polymer. Okay, now next thing which we are going to discuss is degree of polymerization. What is degree of polymerization? Degree of polymerization basically represents your number of structural or your monomeric units which is contained in a polymer. So you can write that it represents number of monomeric or structural units contained in a polymer. Okay, now degree of polymerization is represented by capital P, and degree of polymerization can be calculated by using this formula. Capital P is equals to capital M upon small m. Okay, this is a formula where P is your degree of polymerization, capital M is your molar mass of polymer, and small m is the molar mass of monomeric unit. Okay, so this is all about your degree of polymerization. Now we'll move on to the classification of polymers. So if we study about the classification, there are so many types. The first is your isotactic In isotactic polymers, all the carbon atoms which will be present, they are having same configuration. For example, you can write all carbons will have same configuration. For example, okay, the configurations of each of these carbons is going to be same. So this is about your isotactic polymers. How to find configurations? You will study that in the stereochemistry. Okay. Now, second type, that is atactic or heterotactic. These will be having random sequence of configuration. So you can write random sequence. Okay. For example, the configurations are random at each carbon. There is no specific arrangement of these configurations. So it comes under the category of atactic or heterotactic polymers. Now the third category is your syndiotactic. In syndiotactic, you will be having alternate configurations. For example, if at one carbon configuration is R, then at other it will be S, followed by R, then S, then again R, and then S. In this way, the configurations will be alternate. Then it comes under the category of syndiotactic. Now, the fourth category is your copolymers. In case of copolymers, the monomeric units will be having different compositions. For example, okay, you can write that this will be having monomeric units of different compositions. For example, suppose you have a monomeric unit A combined with A, then B, again A, B, A, B, B, like that. So there is no proper sequencing of the monomeric units. You are having different compositions of these monomeric units. Here are 2A followed by 1B, then 1A, then 1B, then 2A, then 2B. There is no specific composition. Okay, so these come under the category of copolymers. Then fifth one are block polymers. These are a type of copolymers, but here the composition will be defined. Like you will be having 2A monomeric units followed by 2B monomeric units, then again 2A monomeric units followed by 2B monomeric unit. That is, composition is in a sequence. Okay, so this is all about your block polymers. Then the last classification is your graft polymers. These are the type of copolymers in which your different monomeric species are grafted on a linear chain. Like you will be having a linear chain like this, and grafting will be done on this linear chain. Like from here grafting is done, maybe from here, like this. Grafting is done on a linear chain. Okay, so this comes under the category of graft polymers. So this is all about the classification of polymers. Okay, now we'll study one formula to calculate. It's an important formula to calculate the concentration of polymer in a solution. Okay, the concentration which we are going to calculate will be gram per unit volume. Okay, so the concentration will be given by the formula sigma Ni Mi. Okay, this is the formula to find out the concentration of a polymer in a solution, right? Here Ni will be the number of monomeric units present of a monomer having molecular mass capital M. Okay, now we are going to study 4 important formulas, and also now we are going to study some important formulas and also the experimental methods used to find out those values. So first we are going to define a formula for number average molar mass. Number average molar mass is represented like this: m to the base capital N bar. Okay, and the formula for number average molar mass is Mn bar is equals to sigma Ni Mi upon sigma Ni, where N will be your number of monomeric units and capital M will be the molar mass. And the experimental method which is used to find out the value of Mn is your osmometry. Okay, this is a very important point, that the experimental method which is used to find out the value of Mn is your osmometry. Now the second formula is for weight average molar mass. It is represented by capital M to the base W bar. Okay, and the formula for it is Mw bar is equals to sigma Ni Mi square upon sigma Ni Mi. Okay, and the experimental method used to determine the value of Mw bar is your light scattering. See, questions are being directly asked that which experimental method is used to find the value of Mw, Mn, Mz or Mv, and also sometimes the formula is directly asked. Because it is a very short topic, so it is easier for you to memorize these things. Okay, so now the third formula is Z average molar mass, which is represented by capital M to the base Z bar, and the formula for it is Mz bar is equals to sigma Ni Mi cube upon sigma Ni Mi square. And the experimental method used to determine the value of Mz bar is sedimentation equilibria. Okay, now the fourth and the last formula which is viscosity average molar mass. It is represented by mv bar, and the formula for mv bar is equals to sigma ni mi to the power 1 plus alpha upon sigma ni mi whole to the power 1 by alpha. Okay. The experimental method which is used to find out the value of mv bar is viscometry. Okay, so these are the 4 important formulas which we can memorize. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next topic. So now we are going to study about the polydispersity index. Or you can call PDI. The formula for it is PDI is equals to mw bar upon mn bar. Okay, so now we know the formulas of mw bar and mn bar. So putting the values of both of these, we'll get value of mw bar is sigma ni mi square upon sigma ni mi. Okay, this is the value for mw bar, and for mn bar the formula is sigma ni mi upon sigma ni. Okay, so here you can put the values of ni and mi's, so you will get the value of polydispersity index. So after finding the value of polydispersity index of a given solution of polymer, if you find that PDI value is coming out to be 1, then that means MW is equals to Mn, right? Also, we can call the polymer as monodispersed polymer. Okay, if PDI value is 1, then it is monodispersed polymer. If the value of PDI is equals to 2, then it is bidispersed polymer. If the value of PDI is 3, then it is tridispersed polymer. Okay, so this is all about your polydispersity index. So I think so far that's it for this video. From next topic onwards, we'll be covering the topic of osmometry, and also we'll derive some of the formulas for the relative viscosities and all other types of viscosities, and also we'll be covering the formulas related to kinetic chain length. So I think so far that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.